Alright, let's check out not Realm, but actually Scoia'tael. So first we got Midwinter, who creates a silver special card, but why would you bother? Why not just play Scoia'tael, who replaced the best silver special card you got? Why would you bother to create the silver special card? I don't know, this looks bad. New card, but looks bad. Mr. Dwarf leader, looks like he didn't change. Yeah, this is just straight up better, like, come on. How could you have this when you have this? Like, obviously this is better, this effect is better. What's the point? Like, this needs to be at very least a 6. I would say at least a 7. Because, what is this? Oh, look at that. Replay any bronze special or bronze or silver special card you played? How about create a random one? Yeah, whatever. Swap a card with one of your choice and boost it by 3. Same thing. Play a bronze spell, boon, or hazard from your deck twice. Sure. You might wanna set up some boons. This could be good in the Dwarf deck, because you apply 2 golden frauds. Force 2 units to duel each other. Cool. We already seen it. Oh my god, they nerfed Isengrim the Outlaw? Are you guys insane? Choose one, create a silver special card, or create a silver Scoia'tael unit. Okay, only creates silvers, but it's silver. It's a unreliable silver plus 2 gold. Like, if it was a phrase like, why would you bother? Why not just put in a good card? The only reason he's gonna see play if the golds are just complete trash. Spawn a Scorch or Epidemic. Add the card to the game and play it. So Shiri is a 4 plus the Scorch, which is just or 4 plus the Epidemic, which is meh. So, okay. Like, he's a little bit better because you want free is the normal, what you expect. Over free is the difference, the normal rarity between normal difference between the rarities. So the bronze is 12, silver is a 15, and gold is 18. Like, that's just like give or take. And he's a little bit better. Also, it's a more flexible. So, like, if you like Scorch, like, Shiri is just a better Scorch because he gives you 1 more, and Epidemic is just an option. Probably you're not gonna use it, especially considering he can Epidemic himself. Worth noting. So if you just think like, oh, look at that, all those guys, they're all 5s. I'm gonna play Shiro Epidemic, and Shiro kills himself. So I don't know what kind of Epidemic you need to hit to make that Epidemic good. Or am I wrong? Like, it would be really good to know about the play order here, because if he played it, then entered the board, maybe Epidemic is not a total joke option, but I'm pretty sure that he enters the board first. So he's gonna... You could buff him? I guess. But do you really care about the Epidemic? Epidemic was hard enough to use it in Kira, as Kira Mats, as a 7 power. Anyhow. Return each player's highest bronze or silver unit to their deck and boost it by 3. Melva. Did this change? Can't help but feel that she had higher strength. Didn't she have higher strength? Highest bronze or silver, each player's... Wait. They messed with the wording. Return each player's highest bronze or silver unit to their deck and boost it by 3. So what? Okay, stop. Your opponent plays a I don't know. Let's just say your opponent plays a ghoul and eats a manticore. Then you play Milva and you return each player's highest bronze or silver unit to their deck and boost your by 3. But you don't have one. It seems to happen at the same time. Before, the wording was return your own unit, then your opponent's. But now it happens at the same time. So you want to return the opponent's, but you don't have one. So you're just send away the opponent's unit, highest unit. So this is basically a Scorch. If you don't have a unit on the board, that's a bronze or silver. What happens if the row is full and I move something there? It gets destroyed. What do you mean your? Boost your unit. I know. Obviously, we wouldn't get the boost. Deck not hand. I know it's deck not hand. I know it. But you still like. I'm just saying that it's kind of a removal. Like if you're like, what happens? It's all about how it works. Does it happen at the same time? Because it could be easy, like, your opponent plays a ghoul with a manticore, you eat it, and like, hey, what's up, I got 17 power. You play Milva, you got no other bronzes or silvers on the board, you send his back, you have nothing to send back, and that's it. You don't get the boost, obviously. But you sent away a 17, and you got a 6 body on the board. People use Milva with the silver dwarf that buffs all dwarfs. But if you gotta have something on the board for it to work, then it's not that great. It could be still acceptable if you just have something really garbage. I'm not too sold on the buffing dwarfs twice. Play a bronze or silver ambush card from the decks, sure. Sure, we know about that. Same thing. Like, look at this. Resurrect a bronze or silver special card from your opponent's graveyard. Oh, look at that. Like, what a funny card this is. Like, look at that. It plays a bronze or silver of your choice that your opponent played. That means that he included it for a good reason. It's a good card. Huh. Let's see. Look at that. Resurrect the bronze or silver special card that you played, and you included it for a good reason, and that's good. Like 5 plus the Commander's Horn, 25. Okay, what is this? Oh, Commander's Horn plus 9? Oh, that's 29. That's good. That's good. That's good. How about this? Play a random silver special card. Out of all the silver special cards you select out of 3, only one. I don't get the power level of Filavandrel. It's bad. If this is a 5 and this is a 9, how is this a 3? Boost up by 1 for each dwarf ally and deal 1 damage for each elf ally. It's still bad. Boost this unit by the starting power of the last different dwarf you played. It's not too bad. You can just play some big dwarf, I guess. Like, worst case scenario, pretty sure that there are some bigger dwarfs. Like, you just play a 9 strength dwarf. How about that? Like, it becomes a 19. That's fine, you know? You play a 19. Like, oh, okay, maybe that's not the worst case scenario. Like, you play a 7 strength dwarf, 7 strength dwarf again. So it's like, yeah, you can. There are many 7 strength dwarfs, and it's the last one. So, Savia Morale looks okay. Obviously, it's the best if you can boost up something. It's not particularly exciting by any means. The Glaze can be dead. Yeah. It can be dead, but it's usually not. Guess what card can be dead too? Filavandrel. You can have so bad cards that they are practically dead. Anyway. Swap 2 cards and with 2 bronze cards. Looks like got 1 strength boost. Can I just turn this around? Looks like I can't. Play a bronze or silver special card from your deck. Sure. Tactics for spells. Apply hazard to the enemy row that deals 3 damage to units on contact. So this is a silver lacerate. That also affects units that are placed there later. But you can also just lacerate later. So I guess it's up to you if that's worth it to you. Whatever. Strengthen a unit by 7. I just don't see this. Unless you get value from this 3 times, it's not worth it. And creating a bronze or silver dwarf. Why not just put in a silver dwarf? Play a random bronze or silver dwarf from the deck and strengthen by... this is a 5, so this is just like, hey, sign me up for that. If it's a silver, then this is even better. 5 plus a bronze or 5 plus a silver. This could be easily considered like a 20 or a 17. Attery, same thing. No, lower or well, resurrect the lower or equal bronze or silver Scoia'tael unit. So this works with Barclay, so that's kind of cool. But other than that, he's kind of crap. Polydolberg, resurrect the non-support bronze dwarf. Non-support. That's kind of good. Like dwarf resurrector. 3 plus a dude is always nice. So this is good. But this is like, it's only bronze dwarf. Of course, this is not exactly a priest of Freya, and only works on bronzes. So this is just like, okay, fine. It makes more sense if you like strengthen the dwarfs with Dennis Kramer. She... Wait a second. She lost her... Wait. Did she? Didn't she have a overdose? She had an overdose, 100%. Spawn Fall, Clear Skies or Artist Thunder. She had a... she had a overdose, 100%, guys. This is pretty disappointing. But I guess she has more power. Bad. Wait, is it 12 plus 4? Wait, didn't they change this? Wasn't it like 5? 12, 16, 16 at the best. Not that bad, actually. You'd rather have Altus than Overdose? It depends on the matchup. I think Overdose is easier to get value from. It's like, okay, Altus can shut down things, but Overdose gives you more value. Grammy's got Rain instead of Fog. That actually makes more sense in that archetype, in that faction, because you might want that for the X-Men. Deal 6 damage to unit. Actually, this is not bad. I was just about to say this is garbage, but this is not garbage, because deal 6 damage to the units at the end of the row. So this is 12 plus a 4. So this is 16, which is not great, but it's not terrible. And it could also have extra removal. It's an elf. It's okay. Frankly, it's just okay. It's nothing crazy. Wasn't she announced as something weaker? Yeah. It's not particularly exciting. Oh my god, Burza. Play a random bronze, a silver item from your deck. It's random. It's even good with a random bronze, but it's actually good with a random silver item. If they are good. Oh, this is actually a item too. That's an item too. So I guess this might just make you want to actually put in those items. We wanna have a Morana Runestone, silver Scoia'tael card. Maybe. We wanna put in Pit Trap. I guess we'll see. Ooh. When your opponent passes, flip over, and nah, that's not that amazing. Deal damage equal to its unit's... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Deal damage equal to this unit's power. If a unit was destroyed, boost all Dryad and Ambush units by 1, wherever they are. Okay, so she gets boosted by... She gets better by the boosts. But base 12, that also boosts Dryads and Ambush units. But as they change that, and Dryads and Ambush units are not that amazing. Alran is really good with the elves, I guess. Melena, after 2 turns, flip over and charm the highest bronze or silver enemy with 5 power or less. So this is a 17 at top. That's not so bad. It's definitely a usable ambush card. Unless your opponent shuts it down, and it could really happen to her. And it's also delayed as well. Just keep in mind that you play this as a 0. It stays as a 0 for a long time. This is a really bad tempo move, and your opponent might just buff the unit up. Because, wait, after 2 turns, flip over to charm the highest bronze or silver enemy with power. Okay, it doesn't say when it happens. But if it happens at the start of the turn, then your opponent might just go like, hey, what's up? I move my guy, or hey, what's up? I'm just gonna boost my guy. But then it turns over and he can't charm shit. So that's no good. Because the dude has too, you know, dude just thinks like, oh my god, I'm too big for you. Or whatever. And it's not gonna work. So, and if it happens at the end of the turn, I suppose it might just, even like that, it's kind of setting it up, it's a bit tricky. So, potentially good, but pet tempo and not so great. 5 power cap makes this pretty bad. Yeah, makes this pretty damn awkward. Yarpen! I also keep in mind that Yarpen's gonna be a lot trickier to play because before all you had to do is just play Dennis and like, hey, what's up? I made power now. You cannot also thunder me right away. And that for the most part worked just fine. It wasn't perfect, and Dwarves definitely weren't popular at all, but for the most part of Gwent it was kind of how it worked out. But now, also Thunder is a 9, also doing more damages. It's pretty common, so I'm not so sure if Yarpen is gonna be that great. Also keep in mind that the power went up as well. So you would need to play, again looking for 15 here, you would need to play 8 Dwarfs after you play Yarpen. Actually, okay, that's incorrect. Because you are actually getting Yarpen by you twice, so that's totally incorrect by me. Because he's resilient, you're actually getting 14 power out of him. So if you play like 1 Dwarf or 2 Dwarfs, that's fine. You're just good. Like, okay, that was totally incorrect what I said earlier. So even if you play like 3 Dwarfs, you're just really good. Like Yarpen could be really good, but also it's a bit vulnerable. I just say that. This is the guy who's gonna hit all the removal if they know you have him. So I'm not sure if you're gonna see him in a copy paste deck, or at least this is the card that's gonna be cut if players are running removal. Strengthen all the dwarves wherever they are. That's fair enough. I suppose. Didn't really get stronger, but it could be good enough. I think it's good enough. Lock unit and move it. Same thing. 14. Did they change this? Whenever an enemy unit is played, flip over and deal 5 damage to that unit. It doesn't say that it hits before. Also, of course, if your opponent, if you just play this and you don't get into the lead, then your opponent might just say, hey, I'm gonna pass. And that's unfortunate. But yeah, 14 ambush is not so bad, especially if you play it. I'm pretty sure that this got buffed. Because... Can you guys back me on that? Because we got this as a 14, and we got this as a 14. When your opponent passes, flip it over and boost 2 units on each side. So this is a 14. And this is a 14 as well. I'm pretty sure that Moran is just... Like, Moran, I would... If out of these two, I would definitely take Moran. Because, like, even despite the fact that she only triggers once your opponent plays something... Like worst case scenario, your opponent plays like a Cursed Berserker and just makes you trigger the bear. Like that's the worst case scenario, but most likely you're just gonna do the damage and maybe not do a whole lot. But it actually could be really devastating if your opponent just like has a like Freya, Sigrifa, something like that, and just like if you trigger the damage first, then of course that's just really crushing. I don't know if it works that way, but I guess we'll see. Teruviel needs a lot more setup. She was 12, yeah. She's 14 now. Well, the question is, does she trigger before? She was 7 plus 5. Yeah, it's a lot better right now. Move all units. Row. Move all allies on this unit's row to random rows and boost self by 1 for each. Of course, good with movers. Whenever you draw this unit or return it to your deck, boost self by 2. Actually, Elias getting to a point where you might actually consider putting him in, but at this point, it's still not there. So, whenever you draw him first, so if you see this guy at all, he's a 12 right away. Whenever you draw this unit or return it to your deck, wait. Even when you return it to your deck, so if you draw him once, it's a 12, then return him, it becomes a 14. When you draw him again, he's a 16. So if you see him once, like, you just say fuck off. And you just get him next time for as a 16. That is what we know. How long will the PTR last? Hopefully, they're just gonna release the patch as soon as possible. We have a synergy. Why? Yes, yeah, return to your deck, boost self by... I suppose. Very slight synergy. But yeah, it looks usable because first time you want to mulligan this away for sure. And second time it's a 16, so that's usable. You just want to send him away. Maybe if you send him away like many times. If you send him away again and you get him, then it's a 20. So I don't know if you want to do that. Oh boy. Can we just like get rid of Peter and just see that succubus right there? Draw a special card on the unit, keep one and return the other to your deck. Spying Doomed. Okay. So they made all the spies 13 by looks of it. Deal 10 damage to a non-elf unit. So this is basically a better Altar Thunder for the elves. That's not good against the elves. Okay, fine. Imagine the awkwardness if you just run into an elven mirror and you got a bunch of elven blades. Deal 6 damage to the units at the end of the enemy row. So, yeah. This is basically Milan without the body. But is this good enough? Because I would argue while you can probably find value in Milan just as a one-off, I don't think you can pull this trick like all the time with the crushing trap. Look at 2 bronze special cards from your deck, play 1. Okay. So you can play it as a 1 that deals 10 damage. Or 1 that deals 12 damage, potentially, but this requires a board state. This requires a board state as well, so you gotta need an opener, sure. Wow, they nerfed the Sage. Resurrect the Bronze Alchemy or spell card, then banish it. Same thing, but Protector is nerfed as well. Dwarven Agitator is the same. Yeah, let's just go like this. Create the Bronze Scoia'tael unit that is not in your starting deck. How do you? I don't get it. Like, so you make a deck that has good Scoia'tael units in it, then you put in the Elven Scout, so you can play all the shitty ones that you don't want to play. I don't get it. Reaver Hunter deck with Dopplers and Medics. We gotta check out a lot of things. How is Protector nerfed? It's not nerfed. I guess the Sages are a little bit worse. It's not nerfed. It's the same. Anything that hawks it, anything that is not buffed is nerfed. Because the power level went up. Then if you swap this unit, play it on a random row and draw a card. Summon all copies of this unit, wherever this unit moves, boosts up, same thing. Summon all copies of this unit, resilient. Mahakam volunteers? So you get 9 resilient. Oh, okay. This is weird. I didn't even know about this card. So, okay, you're getting 9 points. That actually carries over for the next round. So it's like you're getting like an 18-ish. When the base bronze value is a 12. So this is just okay. Obviously, this is better with Dennis. A lot better, because these guys are gonna get affected by it twice. So, I think this is a usable card. This is definitely not a card you wanna have stuck in your deck, because if you're running a Dwarf deck, you're probably running Dwarven Agitator. And, wait, what? Maybe it's not too bad. Summon a copy of a random Bronze Dwarf from your deck. But it's not great, but I think it would get it out, right? Okay, it would get out the volunteers at least, so not only one. Panther deals 7 damage to an enemy on a row with less than 4 units. 4 units! They actually buffed up the cap from 3 to 4. Sure, it's still a 4.7. 4 plus 7. Sure. Boost 2 allies by 3. I don't know about these boosts on the board. It's a 12. Why would you bother? I'm actually curious about a card that has 6 strength. Swap a card and boost self by its base power. Sure. Actually, that's gonna be a lot more viable. If we have really big units. I guess we'll see. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy on each row. So this is a 14. Same thing as last time. Not too bad, but it can be played around. That is into summon. 4 times 4 resilient. A Panther is great versus no realm. The text is wrong. Of which one? Panther is shit. Oh, it's only 3 units? Oh. Okay, they buffed this, right? It wasn't the 4? Or was it a 5? I'm not so sure. It was bad. I think... Yeah, I think it was 4. Deal damage equal to its unit's power. So it's a 10 base now. I think it was a 4. 10 base now, and buffs on this unit obviously matter a lot more. It's a bug. They aren't resilient? They aren't? Then they're garbage. They aren't? You sure? That makes no sense. Why would you play, like... Even if you buff him up, you're playing 12, which is base. I don't think the wording is bugged. I think the fact that they are not resilient is the bug. Or it makes no sense. Anyway, Elven Swordmaster looks closer to what it should be. I think this is where it should be. I think this is what makes sense. Because this is a 10 base and it needs to be buffed up. And this is how it should be. Because this is slightly like 2 points below the power level. But if you start boosting it, if you boost it by 1, it's on the power level. If you boost it by more, it's definitely over the power level. So that's good. I think this is good. I think this is well done. This is what I would have done as well. Should be done about the Elven Swordmasters. I think this is gonna be just fine. And I think the boost deck, kind of we need to see the other pieces. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but it looks like the boost deck might be getting some love. Because we also saw this Vreed Neophyte, so that's good. That could be nice. Elven Trapper, it's the same thing. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. If the unit was not destroyed, strengthen itself by 3. Now this is a really good unit. Like, it's a 12 base. So that can also be used as a removal. So this skirmish is just really good. Especially good in consideration with the Dwarven Agitator. So you can play the Dwarven Agitators for 14 without any setup. And that's just nice. Guys, answer me. Dwarfs or elves? 6 power resilient? Garbage. Are you kidding me? Oh. Okay, yeah, well, technically, you're getting 12 power across 2 rounds-ish. And if you make it strengthen it, it's actually better with Dennis, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe this is the only way to make it not OP. But I'm tempted to say, hey, maybe make these guys 7. Because the thing is, these are so vulnerable to removal. Would you really wanna take that gamble just for like okay value? This is not great. You gotta place them down and you gotta strengthen them, or just strengthen them with Dennis as well. I'm not so sure. I'm not sold on the defenders. Preheat Vanguard. Boost Alpha allies by 1 whenever you swap this card to give its ability. Only problem is that it's just really not good as a finisher. Like, this is just for the big rounds, and you need to boost so many Alpha allies to make it worth it when you play it. But when you mulligan it, it's like, okay, you don't have to boost that many to make it worth it, but it's still an awkward one. Spawn a copy of this unit. This is crazy. Okay, this makes Vreed Vanguard better, but this is a 12 base. But actually, like, with the Dwarven Skirmisher, we actually might not even care about this 12 base, because guess what? We got 14 base guys here with the Dwarven Agitators. Actually, it's a copy. So if we play your vet, it's a copy. So if he's strength, actually, is it a boost or is it a boost? Is it a strengthen? Boost all elves. It doesn't say base copy though. So if half-elf hunter, like, this is really good with your vet. You can't find opponents. They are afraid of you. Milva has changed. She did. Deal 3 damage, then 1 damage. I kind of like that she deals damage in 2 parts. Like, this just makes this damage more usable, but at the same time, you would kind of take the Dwarven Skirmisher over her, just not considering the synergy. I don't know, there's not much synergy to consider, frankly. And also the Dwarven Agitator really just nails home that just, you know, the advantage that, like, this is a 12, this is an 11, and with this, that's a 14. What are we talking about here? Elven Archer, you suck. I think that's good with the move deck. Not much to talk about here. Elf Support moves a unit by 3 in your hand. It used to be a 6, now it's a little bit better. And in the right circumstances, boosting the right unit, this is a 13 at best. Without boosting the right unit, this is a 10, so that's no good. I suppose the whole boosting the unit in your hand can also serve as a carryover. Not carryover, but like finisher potential. They can target your own though. It's true. You can target your own units. You might wanna deal 1 damage to deny a Scorch. So I guess that could be good. Archer's a Scorch setupper. I suppose. Oh, deal 2 damage to an enemy. 7 power. Whenever an enemy moves, deal 2 damage to it. Whenever this mutant moves, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. I can't help but feel there's a easier way to say all that. But maybe I'm wrong. Oh my god, she looks stoned. Is she stoned? Look at her eyes. Whatever. Was it her? Was this her premium art? No, look at this stage. Whatever. Who cares? You do whatever you want, Elven Marksman. I'm not too excited to just go with. Oh my god. Whenever an enemy appears, boosts up by 1. Why is this so bad? So, look at this. Hawker Smuggler, Elf Support, whenever it appears, boosts up by 1. So you play this for 7. This is best compared to No Realms, Cadvan Seed Support. Okay, look at this. Whenever an ally appears, boosted by 1. If it's a machine, also give it 1 armor. Oh, look at that. This is a decent card. Ah, look at that. If only there was a completely trash version of this card that was completely unreliable. It was called Hawker Smuggler, that based on the enemy boosts up by 1. Same thing. It actually boosts up by 1. That's worse than boosting the units that you play. So this is just like so much worse. I don't know about the Hawker Smuggler. Like, I don't know what they expect. Hawker Smuggler, so bad. Whenever this unit power changes, boosted by 2. Okay, I like that description change. So this is really good with the Golden Fraud. And actually, where's the check? Idleen can spawn a boon, so she can actually cast 2 boozes, golden frauds, on 2 rows. He's so good. Boost a random loyal unit in your hand on the turn end. Wasn't a turn start earlier? So when you drop this is a 9 base, and in 4 turns it becomes a 12. So Vrihid Dragoon is playable. Vrihid Dragoon is playable. It was turn start, so actually got boosted by 2. Got stronger by 2. This is quite important. And with the Vrihid Neophyte, I think the elf deck is really coming together. Farseer. If any of your allies are boosted during it, if any of your other units are boosted during your turn, boost up by 2 on your turn end. Of course, this is all about boosting units on your board during your turn. So this would get boosted during the enemy turn. So this boosts. It doesn't say anything about hand. So not boosting in hand. Sure. Do you really want me to play this with the dwarfs? Units not allies, so including hand? Oh. Sure. I guess then it could work with the Vrihid Dragoon. This is during your turn. This is an elf too. This is also a booster. So many good elves. This is usable. How to get to the PTR? You go in GOG, more, and under like beta, you select PTR. clears the weather and moves the unit. Strengthens ally by 3. So this is 12 base already. This is really good. Not particularly exciting on the first look, but actually it's pretty good. Especially if you play it on a resilient unit, then it's more than a 12. It's 15. So that's good. Especially if you end up resurrecting that unit somehow. Resurrect the non-support bronze dwarf. Not sure how though. Or only way is that you buff up a bronze unit, it goes over to round 2, or just dies, and you resurrect it round 2. Something like that. You probably don't want to resurrect the resilient unit round 3. Boost 2 random units in your hand by 1. Totally usable, but it's random. But it's still good. Bree Dragon is usable. Like, this is good. Like, I see fantasy. I see potential in the elves. This is good. Farseer, Bree Dragoon, Half-Elf Hunter maybe. But most definitely the Elven Swordmaster. These are all could be parts of a good deck. Not some of them though, like Walker Healer. Some of these options are terrible. But yeah, I like it. New leader sucks ass. I'm sorry. Like there is like that. I'm just yeah. That's like taking it light. Come on, look at this. Villa Vandrel. Create a silver special card. Oh my god, so bad. Play I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know, I think Aetna is gonna be the true leader, or play a silver unit or a bronze dwarf from your deck. We shall see. But yeah, wow. Can we play some games? We will play some games. But we just had to go through the elves. And we're still gonna go through the skull again. Alias. Alright. Looks good. Play Nilfgaard. Well, we're gonna see. Okay, let's check out Scoia'tael.